Welcome to On Air with Kash. Our guest today is the Emmy Award-winning producer, director, and creator of the hit series The Bay. He's the writer-director of the new feature film The Magic, starring Kristos Andrews, available on Amazon now. Please welcome Gregori J. Martin.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, Kash.
Gregori, it is such an honor to have you on the show. I know we just talked to Kristos. It's an honor having him back. It has been quite a year for both of you. I mean, you start The Bay, you've had this partnership for the last few years. You're able to celebrate this past year with so many Emmy wins. And now you have a feature film to conclude this year and just get everyone in the mood for the holiday season.
Yeah, thank you so much. It feels great to be here. Thank you for having me on. And I'm excited. It's been a good year.
I watched The Magic. Kristos and I had a great conversation about it and just kind of losses that we had both experienced in our lives. The thing I like about this particular movie is, yes, we all want to be uplifted and happy around the holidays, but there is those you do read about, there is depression that takes place. And for some people who have experienced losses, we've all been there. I just feel like this really accurately touched on a lot of those issues and then puts everyone in the right spirit for the holidays.
Good. That was important to me. When I wrote this story, I wanted it to not be your typical Christmas movie. I wanted it to have all of the elements that people look for in a Christmas movie, but just be a little more filled with depth. And I hope I accomplished that. I think everyone has experienced some sort of loss in their life. With me, I would say, I had quite a few people in my life who I believe are still with me, that when they passed on, it was not a very easy thing to deal with. And I believe, what I wrote and the being able to, obviously it was, exaggerated for dramatic purposes, but the way I told the story was similar to the way I believe people that leave us are still with us.
I know, very well put. Kristos and I had both, in our discussion about the film, we had friends who at different points motivated us who aren't with us. And there was even just for me personally, there was this period of losing them. And then it was just before the holidays on that particular year. So I can totally feel what the character David, Kristos's character, was going through. And then I do feel like there's been moments of closure in my life, or when certain things have worked out. A lot of things even came full circle this year. I did have a loss in my family. It was my grandmother, who I was so grateful I had the last 2 years to really spend a lot more time with her. She was 95. She lived this beautiful life, was ready to move on. So like right now, there is that loss. Like, of course, I remember the Christmases where she had all of her family over and wanted everything to be perfect, everything, which is great. But, now it's like I'm at a point in my life where it's accepting certain things, moving on. And I just feel like what you created with The Magic, it's anyone who's gone through anything in life similar to that, it's the perfect movie to just have closure, be entertained, and then leave on a high note.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it does seem like same with me, with my grandmother, obviously. My grandmother, my grandfather, my cousin who was murdered. He was 19, was around not Christmas, Halloween, and then my mentor, Jerry Kessler, who was like a father to me. It seems like there's always some, a holiday that is close to when you lose someone that means a lot to you, and it just happens to be near, a special day. Happens all the time. My mentor, Jerry, who I believe is still with me. He died just before I received my first Emmy win. So I always say that he was, he was kind of pulling strings up in paradise, and he gave me that angel.
Wow. I'm sorry for your losses, but, and you mentioned the angel, because those are David, and the movie The Magic is given the two angels. Mm-hmm. By the elf and the spirit that comes, and then the spirits are what helps David find closure and get on with his life.
Yeah, totally. I've told the story many times. I have one of my Emmys there, and the angel, when you receive an Emmy, the Emmy for us has always been kind of like a new angel in our lives, and so I don't know if I intentionally did that, but we, in the movie, they're kind of led by these two golden angels, who help him, his twin sisters who he loses, and they help him kind of believe in the magic of Christmas again and fall in love. And it was a very, it just kind of came to me. I wrote the script in, I believe, 9 days, and it was a lot of fun.
Whenever I get to see you and Kristos in person, you're all a family. I mean, the twin sisters, Kiara and Bianca from the Bay, you guys get to work on a movie together. You feel the connection, you feel the love, and just really, it was excellent performances by everybody.
Yeah, the D'Ambrosios are definitely our family. We celebrate the holidays with them every year. Thanksgiving, Christmas, they're our family.
I love it. And you feel that whenever, I mean, I've been fortunate enough to celebrate it, like the Bay parties and the Emmy parties with you and Kristos. And whenever I see you and the cast together, you definitely feel like it's a family. It doesn't seem like work. It seems like you're just a family that loves each other. You have fun, you win awards together. And and it comes across in this movie, on the series. It's pure. It really is magic.
Thank you so much. I'm very grateful. Yeah. For me, it's all of my relatives, none of my blood relatives live in LA. My son and my daughter, my daughter was born here, but she moved with her mother, she moved to Texas, and my son kind of comes back and forth, but he spends most of his time in New York. And my mother is in Ohio. So like my family's everywhere. My sisters are in Pennsylvania and New York and Delaware. So I kind of created my own family here, and with the Bay. We actually have a hashtag, the Bay family. And we are like a family. They're pretty amazing. So some of my best friends and brothers and sisters, and it's just I love them all. So
that's beautiful. And so you have this amazing year that you've just concluded. I think the headline was "The Bay Wins Big," so which is what you all did at the Emmys. So many awards yet again. It's ongoing. Now you're closing the year with this beautiful movie, The Magic, which is available on Amazon now. You've wrapped this season 7 of The Bay, which is going to be due out early next year.
I'm very excited about this season because this was overall the experience of shooting The Bay. And I say this every year, but I think this year was the year that I felt, no pun intended, but most at home. We shot half the season in Puerto Rico, and I am Puerto Rican. So it was wonderful to finally shoot something on the island. Well, half the season is shot in Puerto Rico. And then of course we shot here in LA because the show takes place in Bay City, which is a fictional city on the outskirts of Los Angeles. But overall, like, it felt right. I mean, the cast was kind of very united. It always is. Every time we get together, like last year, we had a quarantine shoot where we were all up in the ranch in San Ynez, and it was a really close, tight knit situation. But this year, many of us traveled together to Puerto Rico, and then we came and we did another few weeks here in LA, and that was, I don't know, it just had a really positive energy, and pretty much the entire cast is back. All the OGs, Mary Beth, Evans, obviously Kristos. It was great to kind of bring everyone together. Mike Manning, who I love, and of course my D'Ambrosios. It was just wonderful. And then my son was back, which is always a good thing when I get to work with my son.
I'm so happy for you, for your team, for your cast. I love the work and the energy that you put out there. I'm wishing you and your family and your Bay family a wonderful holiday season. Congratulations on all the success this year. Follow Gregori J. Martin. You need to watch his new movie, The Magic, which is available on Amazon Prime now. And you got to stay tuned for season 7 of The Bay coming out early next year. Gregori, thank you so much again for your time. You have a wonderful holiday season and keep inspiring us.
Thank you, Kash. Thanks for having me on.
Always welcome. I can't wait to get you back and talk about season 7 next year.
Okay, I'm down.
All right. Thank you so much for rocking out with me and Gregori J. Martin today. You are on air with Kash.